Alright people, what's going on? So it's Saturday evening, about 10:30. Actually was able to pull off getting 2 days off in a row, Sunday and Monday. Um, Tomorrow, supposed to be going down to Corpus Christi to my grandson Jax's birthday party, but my daughter is really sick. My daughter's an adult. I have no young children. All my children are grown. I have six, seven. I have seven grandchildren. Really, eight grandchildren. One of them lives away, but eight grandchildren and four children is what I have. So my children range from 22 years old to 32 years old. So we got a pretty big family. But anyway, supposed to be going to Corpus. I'm not sure if we're going to be going or not. Um, we'll just send the gifts down. I have another grandbaby, Kylie. Her birthday is next Sunday. So we'll all hook up then if I don't get to see him tomorrow. But anyway, since I'm going to be home, we'll go ahead and continue tuning on the 8T with the Nova Rex Legend and try to get this thing dialed in. Remember our project, people. We're apparently I ruined this engine. Says some people. So my challenge is to continue to learn how to tune and dial this thing into my best of my ability. So we'll see how that works, and we'll do some tuning on it tomorrow. I did buy some new fuel line. I'm going to change out the fuel lines on the fuel tank, and I'll show y'all how I do that tomorrow. It's real tight going in. It goes right into the side. There's no nipple on it. It just goes right in through a grommet, and then you put the clunk on the end of it. So I'll show y'all how I do that. If you don't do it a certain way, it can be very difficult to get in there and frustrating. But I have an easy way of doing it, and I'll show y'all how I do it tomorrow. Still waiting on the parts. Ordered everything for the Techno last night. So as soon as that gets in, we'll get the center diff put back in. We'll get everything put back together, and we'll put it back on the ground so we can continue breaking in the LRP. So you see that my fuel station, this is my fuel station here. This is my break-in fuel here. It's just kind of a mixture of all kinds of different fuels with some Marvel Mystery added. It's got Master Basher. It's got the 2511. It's got 25.9. It's got 2014. There's a bunch in there, a bunch of different stuff. That's full. So that's my break-in stuff. And this is all like my chemicals that I use. I use Mother's Mag and aluminum polish for my pipes. And I showed y'all these. This is DuPont Showroom motorcycle polish. You can get it at Walmart about $4, $4 or $5 for your bodies. It works real good. This stuff works badass too. It's Plexus. This is what the pros use. My son's a motorcycle mechanic at Kawasaki, so they use a lot of this, but this is $25, $26 a can. It's not cheap. But anyway, also, so back to my point is I cleared out my fuel station. I've got 10 quarts of nitro fuel coming, 6 quarts of Byron's 3011, and 4 quarts of Bones Brew 3010. So the 3010 is what we will use in the Nova Rex Legend that had the P3 OS plug in it that I took so much shit over. I'm gonna get this tuned. I could be wrong. If it proves me to be wrong and it's untunable, or as someone said, mediocre tune at best, then I'll admit defeat. But I think I can get it tuned. I've been talking to a few people, and they don't seem to think that there was an issue with that. So like I said, there's always conflicting advice, conflicting information going back and forth, so you never know who to believe. And I've never seen anything from any of the pros about this subject. So, and I've researched it a little bit, not a whole lot, but I've researched it, and I haven't found anything other than you know, that person in our circle telling me, and that nobody's ever done it before. So we'll see how the tune comes, but get all my fuel in. So I ordered that. I ordered the CT06 plug. Now if you go on A-Main Hobbies, apparently Muggy has an older Novarossi. You know, obviously he's had it for a long time. I don't know how long, but I'm assuming a year or two maybe. His paperwork, which he showed us, said had that other CG T6 or whatever it was. But if you go on A-Main Hobbies, it'll tell you that the CT06 plug replaces the plug that Muggy is talking about, and it is the original plug that came in those, but they changed it, and I'll show you on my paperwork. These are the two Novas that I just recently purchased, and it says right here CT06 is the plug that comes in the Novarossi Rex Legend 28.8 Truggy 4.66cc turbo Legend 28.8 plug CT06. So I'm not sure what that's all about, or you know, but that's it. There's your proof right there that that's the plug that comes in at CT06. Now when I bought my Novarossi plugs, I did buy the wrong plugs, and I have no idea what these plugs are for. I'll hold on to them. They're turbo plugs. They are C6TF, and I didn't know any better. Maybe I should have asked around what plug it was, or even better yet, just looked at the manual. So something that I learned today was always, when you're ordering parts for an engine or a platform, anything having to do with the stock item that you purchased, always go back to the manual and get the part number for it. I just assumed, and you know what assuming means. It means that making an ass out of you and me. So those plugs are no good to me now, but I have 4 of the CT06s coming, just backups for this. So as you see, I've got my second Novarossi ready to go. It's going to be going in the Hyper. It's got the 51020 pipe, which is the 2096 super strong pipe, and the 41021 header is the header that comes with it. It's a combo. You can buy this 2096 and 41021. We've got the 3-shoe clutch set up with the Max Life shoes on there, and 3 green springs for that. So I think they're green. They're either green or gold. I couldn't really tell. The color's weird. But anyway, so it's ready. It's ready to go in the Hyper here. And I'm going to touch base on this tank for Mr. Ryan Mackey here in just a minute, when I get through showing y'all some things that I got. So I ordered the Bones Brew, and I ordered the Byrons. That's coming. I got the stuff coming for the Techno. I also ordered the Losi tuning driver. There was one on there used for $10 with $3 shipping. They're $20 brand new, and this one looked brand new, so I went ahead and just got it. $13. It's the tuning screwdriver with the bump stop on the end, so you can stop your flywheel. But anyway, I polished up my pipe and my header. for the brand new Nova. I've got my Hyper flywheel on there, and the Hyper engine mounts. So she's ready to go in. We're going to start breaking her in. I might start doing that tonight. I won't do that on camera. Once it's I'll do my 4 heat cycles first. Bring it up to about 220 degrees, and then let it cool down to ambient temperature. Ambient temperature is the temperature in the room at the time of doing your heat cycle. I'll do that 4 times, and then we'll heat her up again and fire up, and I'll do 4 or 5 idle tanks, and then I will start giving it little bits of RPMs, quarter RPMs, and then half RPMs, and then just quick full throttle blips, probably around 8th or 9th tank, and then after that she'll be ready to put on the ground. So that's the way I break in my nitro engines, and we'll get started on it here real soon. So also one thing that I have learned from people out on YouTube is that I'll always use my Motor Savers filter for break-in. I do have several Motor Savers, and you know, Muggy talks a lot of shit about Motor Savers not selling to me and whatnot, but Motor Savers treated me really bad, and I held my tongue for a long time with those people, and you can't contact them, you can't call them, so you can't resolve anything. They hounded me and hounded me. I was out of town with my mother was sick, dying in the hospital, and I couldn't get this. They sent me the wrong part. They sent me the wrong one, and I needed to send it back, but I hadn't been able to do it because I was out of town. And those people called me 5 times a day for a week and a half, pestering me to send that thing back. And I explained to them, I told them that I would send it back when I got home, which I did. But at the end of that, I sent them an email and told them how I felt about that whole situation, and they so that's on them, man, not on me. So I don't know what the hell Muggy's talking about, but he needs to shut his damn mouth. He doesn't know, you know, if you don't know what you're talking about, you know, don't talk shit about people. So, but anyway, I'm gonna get fired up about that. I've been holding my tongue on a lot of things that this dude's been doing, making whole videos, trying to drag my name through the mud and stuff, and he's full of shit. So anyway, we're gonna leave that at that. We're not dealing with that crap no more. I got a lot of good things going on, and we're going to continue to make great videos. Speaking of great videos, people, within the next 2-3 weeks, we're going to be doing a different kind of video. I think you guys are going to be pleasantly surprised. I won't let y'all know when it's gonna come out. It'll just pop up on YouTube, and you guys will enjoy it. So. But anyway, so we're going to break this in. We're going to use the Motor Savers. We're going to use my break-in fuel to do it. Once it's broke in, then we'll switch to the Byron's 3011 only in this nitro engine with the CT06. And we will use the Bones Brew 3010 only in this Rex Legend with the OSP3 plug. And we're going to see which one I can tune better. Now, obviously, I'm still learning how to tune, so it's going to be, you know, it'll probably be a sight to see. But I have been tuning engines. I think that I've just got knocked off track lately. I do consider myself, if you go back on some of my earlier videos, if they aren't erased, you'll see that I can tune a nitro engine. I can tune a carburetor. I've just had issues with these. These other engines, the Big Red, the Max Star, even the OS, the 454, the 30, the ZR30X, no problem. The Low C 454, no problem, man. It lays that shit down. So it's just been, not even this one. I'm you know, what little time I did have, I had started out with a pretty good tune on that. I was working on it. I had that .28 Big Red. I had this thing dialed in really well. So I think you can go back and see that. I had it in the hyper. So check that video out if it's still up. But anyway, so we're going to do these comparisons and see if this is true. See if I ruined that nitro engine or not. I think that more than likely I didn't, and people just repeat what they hear, and but there's no facts behind it. So okay, so something else I got today. Went over to my local hobby shop, went to meet the guy on the XXL one, and he never showed up, so she's back in the nitro barn, and now I'm reconsidering just keeping her, because she's a badass truck, badass monster truck. We still got to break this one in too. So when I was there, my hobby shop owner, he just handed me this switch. I don't know if I'll use it or not. It's a Sky RC power switch. It'll take any type of battery on it. Low volt. It's got low voltage protection. It takes battery mode, 1 nickel metal hydrate, NiCad, LiPo. Input voltage is 4 through 12 volts, and max current of 10 amps. So I'll check it out. Maybe I might use it, I might not. I don't know how I'd actually mount this thing on here. This would probably be the only one that I would actually use it on because of the high voltage servos. But anyway, he just gave it to me for free. And I got a new engine heater. It's the Dynamite one from Horizon. It cost about 40 bucks. The only reason I bought this one is because it was sitting on the counter. It was right there in my face. I was going to buy one online. I think the ProTech one. But it was right there. So I went ahead and got it. And we'll utilize it on the Rex Legend. You know, you still have to stand at attention with these things when you're breaking them in. You don't ever walk away or do anything else. You monitor the temps on break-in. Make sure you're 200, 220 degrees at all times. So, but I'd been using the heat gun to regulate it, so it was a little sporadic. So I'm hoping that this will be a little bit of a more steady heat once it gets heated up. But you really got to watch it, folks. You can't walk away from this stuff for any length of time at all. But I do recommend a head warmer when you're breaking in the vehicle. All right, let me see what time I got here. 17:58. So, Mr. Mackey, this thing will fit right in. You got to use the hole closest to you with the SS tank mount, and then you use the hole directly to the left, closest to the front differential. So I don't know if you can see those holes right there. That's where you need to be on the mounts, and she will drop right in. I'm about to run out of time, people, on my camera here, but Ryan Mackey, there you go. Just make sure you get these mounts in the right position. This one's closest to the skirt, and this one's closest to the front differential, because your stock ones, they're going to go, one's going to sink in the hole and one's going to have a screw. So check that out. There's no alterations on it or anything like that. She just lines right up, man, like a glove. No binding, nothing. So hit me up if you have any more questions about it, and I'll try and help you out. That's going to be it, people. I'm going to go ahead and start breaking in this engine tonight. Also, I got another light. My wife was at Walmart, so we got another light to go here, so I can light up this area over here. It's just everywhere I've seen that I need lights, I'm installing them. And you know, because it's a little dark over here, I thought putting this LED in would take care of that. And this place is bright now, but I don't have anything under here. So Anyway, guys, looking forward to the